Trainer 650 here, and today we're going to start our first in our series of our Armory Series. What we're going to do, we're going to look at the different guns here that is owned by the team. So today we're going to start off with my personal ACR. This is my primary one that I use. I own two, but this is the one where I put most of my work in. Part of the review, we'll go over the upgrades, and also let's first start off with the external looks. At the very front of the gun, I use a Mad Bull Nice Armament suppressor. It's been detached right now, but I have the flashlighter here. A G2X Surefire flashlight hooked up with a pressure switch. And I usually leave this unscrewed so I don't damage my batteries. I keep my front sight up in order to help have a good indexing point to when aiming down my sights. I have a Bravo PEX sight, which has the actual red laser and the white light, and I use that to help point out targets or buildings for my teammates. I have a primary arms micro red dot sight with an absolute co-witness riser, and then at the very back I have the stock ambush sight. I do run the 11.5 inch CQB barrel. I found that this barrel length is more accurate than the carbine length. Also use an adjustable folded stock. Unfortunately, I can't use the actual folding stock option, as I keep a battery bag in the back here and a wire extension. This kind of dates me. It was very common back in the nickel metal hydrate days to use a very large nickel metal hydrate battery. I've gone with lipos, but I still use a large lipo, a 7.4 volt lipo 30C discharge rate, and I believe it's around the 5,000 milliamp range. And with that, I just have one battery and I never have to worry about it dying on the field with me, and I get great performance throughout. Internally, most of the internals have been replaced with an SHS gear set in piston as well as motor. I try to keep all the gears, so that's including the piston rack, your three main gears, and the pinion motor gear. I try to keep that all the same brand, and it makes a pretty big noticeable difference with your making the gun a lot quieter. An Airsoft Pro CZ air nozzle. For compression parts, I went all with Lonex. That includes an aux cylinder head, piston head, and also a cylinder. Which case the cylinder, I'm not using a full seal, I'm using a ported cylinder to help keep the sound signature of the air blasting out of my piston, and gives me a more efficient system. It uses a BTC Chimera MOSFET, and our Versalash I still keep stock. So those give you an idea of what I've done internally. For the Hopup, I'm testing out the Suguru type RHOP. I use the WII Tech Hopup adjuster arm with a G&G bucking, a Prometheus barrel that is exact length to fit this, as well as I drill and threaded a stop screw on the barrel in order to help take some give the inner barrel more stabilization, and I also use a Deranged Airsoft barrel stabilizer for the outer barrel stabilization. Other than that, grips, I'm always constantly changing. I've kind of come to the conclusion that for a main carbine that I'm expecting to hold for a long period of time, vertical foregrips just work a little better, because I can use C-clamp if I like, or if I start getting tired, I can start bringing that arm more forward back and start holding it like a traditional grip. Or if I'm getting really tired, I can hold the old broomstick handle. It's going to wobble more, but it's just being fatigued will help me continue to shoot. And additionally, I can use on trees or window ledges. I can even prop this up like a monopod. So other than that, that's my main Masada that I use. It kind of just a quick overrun of what I've done to it, and also what external mods I put on it. Some things I'm going to do to it, hopefully, is I'm either going to both my optic and my light, I want to put lens protectors on them. This here, the PEC box, it works decently. I either want to go two routes. I either want to replace this PEC box with the G&P one, just a little more compact, a little nicer, and I'll move the pressure switch here too. I just think they look a little nicer, or do the dual camera setup from Brand Exploder, where I'll have one camera pointing out towards the shooting, which I believe is on the left side, and then a selfie camera. So those are kind of two options. Of course, both of those are going to cost well over 200. Well, the GNP is about a little under 200, I believe, around the 170, 180 range. The camera option, I've seen the cameras for about $70 each, so that's 140. So yeah, you're looking at about the same. And then it's $60 for the housing. So you're kind of looking around the same price point, that little under $200 to go with that options. But until I get those funds, you know, repairing a house means you're spending most of your money on your house. And I'd rather play more than have fancy lasers and cameras. So that's something I may do in the future, but other than that, this kind of cheap Bravo Pack box works just fine. So that's Bacon Air 650 with Krazy Kat Airsoft. Have a good day.